The universe cycle starts after the Great Revision, where the 5 elder gods, Jas, Ful, Bik, Wen, and Ma, destroy the universe they have created and start over. This cycle repeats every time they are reborn. Whilst the elder gods do have immeasurable power, they are not immortal, and they can starve due to lack of Anima Mundi, the life force that exists within all things, also known as divine energy. At the beginning of the current cycle, Ma did not awake with the others and was presumed dead, meaning that her creation knowledge was lost to the other gods, and so they created the Elder Artifacts. There are actually 12 Elder Artifacts in total, giving them the alternative name of the 12. The Catalyst, also known as the Stone of Jas, the first and most powerful of the artifacts, used to create other artifacts and to store knowledge and power. The Siphon, also known as the Staff of Armadyl, used to fuse elements with precision, and is capable of killing gods, transferring their power to the wielder afterwards. The Kiln, also known as the Elder Kiln, moved from planet to planet to create the TokHaar, the workers in shaping planes or worlds. The Blade, also known as Guthix's sword, used to separate elements with precision, along with being able to open portals between the planes or worlds. The Locator, also known as the Crown Archival, used to locate other Elder Artifacts. The Horn, used to safely communicate and control other sentient beings without harm. The Measure, used to measure the Anima Mundi of a plane or world. The Mirror, used to duplicate items and environments. The Needle, used to pull apart the threads of time to restore Anima Mundi to the world. The Codex, the Template, and the Hammer, which all have an unknown use. The TokHaar, or Sacred Rock, are a direct creation from Ful's Elder Kiln. Created to build the mountains of Gielinor according to the TokHaar Hawk, the liaisons between the Elder Gods and the TokHaar. Different TokHaar breeds were used for different jobs. The TokHaar Seal, to dig up the earth. The TokHaar Medj, to blast the earth into sizable pieces. The TokHaar Ket, to lift the pieces. Then, the TokHaar Hur, to craft the sediment into cliff faces and slopes on Gielinor. When they were done, they built the mountain around the kiln, and then returned to live within it. Ma was the youngest of the elder gods, but also the weakest. She alone was responsible for the creation of both Zaros and Seren, along with the creation of the Mahjarrat. The Mahjarrat, literally meaning children of Ma, are a creation of Ma and hail from Frenesque, the perfect world of the previous revision. They live for millennia and perform a scheduled ritual known as the Ritual of Rejuvenation in order to return Anima Mundi to Ma, their mother, which helps calm her nightmares throughout her slumber. Zaros. Ma created Zaros millions of years ago on Frenesque as an aspect of darkness and to serve her as company. Zaros began to resent Ma for this. He rebelled against her, left her, and wandered the universe. Zaros is now the god associated with fate and control. Seren. Seren, like Zaros, was created millions of years ago on Frenesque by Ma. Zaros and Seren are siblings, and were born at roughly the same time. Seren was created as an aspect of light for the same reason as a brother: company. When Zaros left Frenesque, Seren decided it would be best for her to remain, to care for their creator, as she felt she owed her for having given her life. Seren is the crystalline goddess of the elves, and is seen as the divine aspect of light. Collectively, they were instilled with the need to be close to Ma and to one another. Gielinor. Gielinor was created by the Elder Gods in the current cycle, along with its moon, Zaros. It is the final creation of this cycle. They view it as the perfect creation, and use it as their resting place until it is time for the next great revision, where it will become the starting point of their new creations due to the abundance of Anima Mundi. The first mortals ascend. During the pre-First Age period and the creation of the universes, the Elder Gods would leave their artifacts scattered around. These, on occasion, were found by mortals and caused them to ascend to godhood. An example of this is Saradomin, a human from Terragard ascending from the use of the Elder Artifact, the Crown Archival. Dragonkin and the creation of dragons. The Dragonkin are a race of intelligent dragon-like creatures that originate from the previous cycle of the universe. They managed to escape the previous Great Revision by hiding in the deepest parts of the Abyss, their whereabouts unknown to the Elder Gods. The Dragonkin slowly made their way to Gielinor and settled on the island of Anachronia, where they created their first city, Orthan. During this period, the Dragonkin were made up of 4 creeds: the Dactyl, the Necrocerts, the Noden, and the Ohra. Sometime after reaching Gielinor, the Dactyl fledgling Karapak had created a device that could generate a toxic substance to the Elder Gods as a way of fighting against them. This substance was Shadow Anima. He turned the device on without warning the other Dragonkin, and the Shadow Anima that was pulled into the atmosphere alerted the Elder Gods, who then proceeded to destroy Orthan. Jas, who had been unaware of mortal life prior to this, saw the Dragonkin's desire for power and bound the surviving Dragonkin to the Catalyst, or the Stone of Jas, thus cursing them. This curse tortured the Dragonkin. It increased both their rage and power as the stone was abused by false users, those who drew large amounts of power from it at once, or in the hands of stone touchers, those who drew knowledge and power from it gradually. This curse also prevented the Dragonkin from reproducing. The Dragonkin began experimenting, attempting to create beings free from the curse of Jas, yet intelligent enough to help free the Dragonkin from the curse. Their attempts were in vain. The first dragon was created by the Dactyl Dragonkin, Karapak. He infused the lifeblood of the Dragonkin, his own, with that of a huge aquatic serpent and created the mother of all dragons, the Queen Black Dragon. Dactyl Dragonkin Phalanx, inspired by Karapak's creation, later created a small, weaker three-headed dragon, the King Black Dragon. They then bred the two together to try to produce satisfactory offspring in an attempt to free themselves of the curse of being painfully bound to the Stone of Jas. But it didn't work. The offspring were regarded as broken. Naragon and Guthix's ascension to godhood. Naragon was the homeworld of the Naragi race. This is before it was destroyed during the Naragi God Wars. This is the planet that Guthix, the soon-to-be God of Balance, was born on. The Naragi God Wars was a series of God Wars that happened over a long period of time on the Naragon Plain. Askroth, a city in the peaceful plain of Naragon, was discovered by Saradomin. The people of Askroth refused to worship him, so he destroyed it and its people. Erud priests summoned Tuska, a mindless boar-like god, to Naragon. And the Naragi lured Tuska to fight against Saradomin. Tuska began wreaking havoc on the city and its people. Saradomin, remorseful of his actions to the peaceful Naragi, stood and defended. Soon, Skargaroth, another god, arrived with the blade, an elder artifact, and fought Tuska. Saradomin fled. Their battle caused even more death and destruction across Naragon. Skargaroth fell onto the house of Guthix, which led to the death of his daughter, Argi. Guthix, angered by this, took the Elder Sword and stabbed Tuska in the eye, blinding her and causing her to flee. Then he turned to Skargaroth and stabbed him in the back, killing him. This action led to Guthix's ascension. An ascension to something he had always feared, to something he had always despised. A god. In his sorrow, Guthix used the Elder Sword to wander the multiverse to many different planets, meeting various races, and even meeting Seren, before eventually being drawn to the planet Gielinor.